Conflict, an inevitable part of the human experience. Whose stomach just went into a knot when I said the word conflict? Anyone? Just the word? Yeah, I see a few hands. 89% of people, depending on which study you read, prefer to avoid conflict. However, it's inevitable. Put two people in a room long enough, whether they be siblings or spouses, friends or fellow Toastmasters, and eventually someone will step on someone else's toes. Not because we're bad, because we're human. And that's probably why there are thousands of books and articles and podcasts and classes on how to handle conflict effectively. We've all heard advice like, focus on the solution, attack the problem, not the person, regulate your emotions. All of this is great advice, but as I began thinking about conflict decades ago, I wanted something more. I wanted the thing behind the thing. All of that seemed like mental gymnastics to me and strategy, but I wanted to find a way to manage my set point, manage my emotions and my state in the place of a conflict. I started thinking if I brought strategy and matched the energy of the conflict, I'm doing that thing that really smart guy said doesn't work very well, trying to solve a problem from the same consciousness in which it was created. Wasn't always easy. Back in the day, I treated conflict like a tug of war. Feet planted, shoulders braced, white knuckles, forward, backwards, push, pull. And I figured if I could argue my point, stand my ground, I would win. But win what? Life with our friends and family and coworkers is not a litigation. And I don't know about you, who here has ever won but still felt like a loser? Not a great feeling. There was a catalytic moment. Thankfully, a wise friend stepped in. This is 20-ish years ago. I was talking with her about a conflict I was embroiled in, and she said these words that were so crystal, I can still hear them. And I quote, "It can't be a conflict." I'm going to start over. "It can't be a tug of war if you let go of the rope." What? That sounds like letting go of control. No, I don't see how that works. My idea of staying safe and strong in the world is to keep my dukes up, stand my ground. But over time that evolved. And today my idea of strength and how I want to be in the world has more to do with empathy, kindness, grace, peace, compassion. That's the state I want to be in and that I want to bring in the face of a conflict. I have found that if I can step back, center myself, and realize in a conflict that I'm communicating from any number of emotions, aggravation, frustration, shame, guilt, righteousness, whatever, I can shift in that moment. And if I can shift into grace, peace, neutrality, I have more of a chance of being that solution. Does it always work? No. For the love of God, I'm still human. I keep trying, but I'm still human. But it's my intention and it's my practice and my discipline. How do I shift? Mindfulness, meditation, groundedness, self-awareness, and radical self-acceptance. A few years ago, I had a conflict with a friend. Not the same friend. I have more than one. This was a longtime friend, and it hit me out of nowhere. In the space of a few months, the conversations shifted to what felt really hurtful and attacking, and it was confusing. I didn't even know what she was talking about much of the time. It just wasn't our typical flow, and it was really hurtful. I had to step back and figure out how I was going to find a place of neutrality in this communication because it was so hard not to respond to that same conflicting energy. I used my tools, meditation, groundedness, radical self-acceptance, time in nature, and was finally able to get to a neutral point. I was surprised what happened when I got there. I was certainly able to forgive her, but this was a long-standing friendship that I realized I wasn't going to be able to continue. But because I had found that neutral place, I was able to let her know that kindly, No one likes to see a friendship end, but we all know endings happen. Yes, endings happen. And this was able to end cleanly, kindly, and without destruction. Even though I may be able to practice these ideals, it doesn't mean there's never conflict, obviously, but I can lessen the time that I'm in conflict and reduce the conflict. The less inner conflict, the less outer conflict. The next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, I hope you'll remember that dropping the rope doesn't mean you're letting go of your values. It isn't a sign of weakness. You're choosing peace over power, collaboration and communication over competition and control, understanding over winning. And that positions you to be in the space of a solution. Because at the end of the day, it can't be a tug of war if you let go of the rope.